Since the strange whispers wouldn't let her sleep, Bumi decided to stay awake all night. She sat on the bed, her back resting on the wall, staring at the ceiling, listening to Ayo's heavy snore and occasionally widening her eyes with her hands to ward off sleep. Going outside to wash her face with cold water would have been a better option, but she was too scared to leave the room. At one point, a sudden tingling sensation crept into her ears, and before she could process it, a searing pain ripped through them, as if someone was brutally tugging her ears in opposite directions. She opened her mouth to scream, but then the agony ceased as abruptly as it began, leaving her body frozen in shock. She breathed a sigh of relief as her fingers explored her ears, confirming they were unscratched. She clutched the pillow tightly to her chest, and before she knew it, she drifted up to sleep. When she opened her eyes in the morning, she was surprised to find herself on the floor. Her gaze drifted to the bed where Ayo lay, occupying the entire bed space. Obviously, he had pushed her off. Angry, she sprang up, ready to confront him for ignoring her all through the night, only to push her off the bed. Ayo! Ayo! She called, tapping him on the shoulder. Ayo's eyes fluttered open, but the gentle haze of sleep vanished instantly as his gaze fell upon Bumi. He rubbed his eyes vigorously as if hoping to erase the unsettling sight. Fear dawned on his face as he took in the sight before him. Bumi's eyes were swollen from last night's vigil, yes, but it was her ears that sent a shiver down his spine. They were stretched out, making her look more like a rabbit than human. Blood of Jesus Christ, he screamed, staring at her, his eyes wide with fear. What now? Bumi asked, confused. What's this? He asked, pointing at her, and without waiting for a response, he jumped down from the bed and ran out of the room. Confused, Bumi turned to see herself in the mirror, but she didn't see anything strange, except the glittering golden earring dangling in her two ears. Why is he running now? He asked herself. She hurried after him, but then, as soon as the neighbors set their eyes on her, all of them ran out, abandoning their work and screaming on top of their voices. She called out to them, but no one agreed to stop for her. Bumi's confusion grew. She ran back into the house, glanced at the mirror to see herself, but there was nothing there to see except the glittering golden earring dangling in her ears. What is wrong with everybody? Why are they running? She asked herself. Then she remembered the children. She thought maybe they would be honest with her and tell her what is wrong with her. With that, she walked quietly to the kids' room. Her two kids were still sleeping, snoring softly. Wake up, kids, she said, tapping them gently. Their eyes fluttered open, heavy with sleep, but the moment they beheld their mother's airy transformation, fear gripped them, and they let out a blood-curdling scream. Bumi made an attempt to grab them, but they broke free from her and sprinted out of the house, crying. Driven by fear, she fled the house, across the deserted compound, and into the street. She was desperate for answers. Someone has to explain what is going on to me, she said. But every single soul she passed met her gaze with a fleeting glance before turning tail and sprinting away, their cries of monster, monster echoing through the air. I am not a monster, she called out to them, but no one stopped to listen. She ran until her body began to vibrate. She stumbled and fell into the mud, her body racked with sobs. But as she cried, memories of her family flooded her mind. Her mother, her father, her sisters, and her only brother. Hope sparked within her. I will go home, she said, wiping her tears. My family, I'm sure, will not run away from me. They will tell me what is happening to me, she said to herself, and with that thought, she stood up and left. Her family was mid-breakfast by the time she entered the house, but the moment they set their eyes on her, they scattered in terror, abandoning their meals. To them, she was a monster. Please stop, I'm not a monster, she pleaded. By now, everyone else had fled for cover. It was only her mother who was still running towards the kitchen that overheard her. She paused when she heard her unmistakable voice and turned, her eyes locking onto the creature. Bumi? She called out softly. Yes, mommy, Bumi replied, her voice trembling. Her mother's gaze was a mix of fear and confusion. What happened to you, mommy? she asked. I don't know, mommy. Everyone is running from me. Even Ayo and the children. They all ran away, calling me a monster, she complained. Her mother's eyes narrowed to her ears. Oh, mommy, your ears. What happened to your ears? My ears? Bumi repeated, her hand reaching out to feel the gold earrings. There is nothing wrong with my ears, she said. There is, Bumi. You look exactly like a rabbit, the old woman insisted. Rabbit, ke? Mommy, please, she said. Look at yourself in the mirror. Oh my God, her mother screamed. Bumi stumbled towards the mirror hanging on the wall behind her, expecting to see the monstrous reflection her mother described, but instead she saw her own beautiful face staring back, her round cheeks and the love-shaped gold earring dangling from her ears. She looked like herself. Nothing changed. Confusion deepened as she touched her ears, still feeling nothing out of the ordinary. But then, before she could say anything, her reflection in the mirror began to change before her very eyes. Her chubby self turned into a slender young woman, one with bright, angry eyes, with scars on the face and white shirt stained in blood. Bumi's eyes caught in her throat, unable to speak or move. Then the reflection's slender hand reached out, fingers stretching towards Bumi, and with a loud voice she screamed, Give them back to me right now! Bumi was so shocked that her legs gave out and she fell hard to the floor. Concluding episode is coming soon. Please subscribe to get notification once it drops. Your likes and comments will be appreciated too. Thank you so much for watching.